So you decided to build a pool. Now it's time to go on the design phase. And man, that's a lot of decisions. It can be pretty chaotic. But I used a simple planning hack that made it a lot easier. Most people think that the hardest part of building a pool is the construction. But believe you me, it's not. It's really deciding on the design. And that's where most people can get stuck. Okay, hey, let's get real. Figuring out exactly what kind of pool you want, that's not just hard. It's nuts. There's just so many options. But you got to ask yourself, are those options really right for your family? We all want the dream pool, but your budget also gets a vote. Well, that and how your pool actually fits on your property. See, the thing is, you don't want to just design a pool just for today. You want to design a pool that'll serve you and your family for 5, 10, 15 years to come. For me, my intention is to build a place that my family could enjoy all the way through. I have a brand new little baby girl, grandchild. I want to see her graduate high school at this place. I want this place to be somewhere where my family can gather and enjoy each other and the pool. So, we wanted to make sure that we covered all the options, and there's just so much stuff out there. You really have to kind of organize your thoughts. So I created something called the 4 list. And what I've done is I've built this list for you online. And if you look down in the descriptions, you can see a link, and you can open up this list. I made a spreadsheet for you to help decide or help you in deciding what your design needs to have in it. So if you open up the link down in the description, you're going to come to this spreadsheet that I built on Google Docs. And what you have here is 4 lists. So down the side is all the different options that you can choose from a pool. And the list you have the must-haves. Those are the things that you either have to do because you followed the video before this one and you found out what your HOA wants, what the municipalities want or the county regulations want, so on. Next to that is the want to haves. Those are the things that you really want in a pool. If budget will allow. Must haves, you have to have it in a pool, no doubt. Either it's got to be part of it or you're not building a pool. Want to have is things that you really, really want if you can budget in there. And then you have the nice to haves. Nice to haves are things that, it'd be okay. I'm not really sold on it. If we have the money, we have the budget, maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't. Not really a big deal. And then finally, you have the do not wants. These are almost as powerful as the want haves. These are things you absolutely do not want to have in your pool. So let's take a look at this list real quick. You got, the type of pool you want. You got in-ground, fiberglass, vinyl, and you see, all you got to really do is you just select one of these fields and it'll change the color for you. So if you get rid of that, change it to white and whatnot, just makes it easier to see, And then you got, little things like pool covers. You got different types of coping material, plaster finished. You want plaster, pebble, quartz, all the things that you're going to be researching and learning about and deciding on. The type of decking, water features, lighting. And what you see here is all the things I chose for my pool. And so all of these different options that you're going to do, and what's going to be different is you're going to do this before you send it to your design team. Either you're going to sit down with your family or your spouse and really have a discussion of, do you want these things? How important are these things? And when you have this all done, you can copy this and send them a copy. Make sure you do save it down to your own locations so that you can keep it. This is completely free. There's no ads, nothing. You just link, pull it, save it wherever you want, and get to work. But you'll see there's other tabs down here. One of them is the next one is before engineering. So as you go through the design phase, usually you'll have like 1 or 2, maybe 3 revisions, and in between that, the final step, they're going to send it to the engineering team. They're going to build your engineering plan. And so as you go from design to engineering, you're going to see there's more things to decide, like what kind of pump do you want? What kind of filter? variable speed or multiple speed pumps. Almost everybody these days gets variable speeds, very efficient. Filters are your big three ones: sand, cartridge, diatomaceous earth are the three big filters. I have the cartridge one. It's the one I've always had, but if I had to choose, it would be sand after that, and maybe diatomaceous earth. Skimmers, how many you want, main dreads. These are really, you don't have to answer this. A lot of times your engineering or your design team is going to kind of figure that out for you. But you do need to know what kind of sanitation you're going to need, whether you have, a traditional chlorine pool or saltwater chlorinator. That's what I really love. I love those things. These are some of the newer technology systems that are out there. Your cleaning system, the old school manual vacuum. Oh, forget about it. Your pool cleaners, there's the suction side and the pressure side. Personally, I really do prefer the pressure side as a secondary thing. I do have a pool robot, and then maybe it would be a suction pool cleaner if I had it. But usually you choose one of these. A lot of people are going with these robotic pool cleaners these days. They're very efficient. Pool heaters. Do you want gas? I ended up doing a gas. I live out here in the country. Electricity isn't something I don't want to do with, and I have a big pool. But you can do a heater chiller combination with an electric heat pump. It just wasn't efficient for what I'm doing. And I got to tell you, a solar heater, don't need it. I got that naturally through Texas. And then, different pool covers. And you'll see this pulled in from all the decisions you made in your before design piece. It's automatically pulled in. So these are the kind of answers you're going to send back to your design team with your final revisions, so that they can make these choices for you and put them on the engineering team. And then not until after engineering, or you're waiting for engineering, there's some more decisions you got to make. But it's really about different things like what brand do you want for your pumps and your filters and your sanitation systems. Now, if you're getting it done by a pool builder, they're probably going to push their brand. But I tell you, you don't have to do some research, figure out what brands you like. But quite honestly, Hayward, Pentair, and Jandy, they're all kind of the same, these days. They're all very, very good systems. But, this time after your engineering thing is when you got to start thinking about colors of your plaster, your coping, your tile, and so on. And that's this final piece. You just start filling in here all the different brands and stuff that you want to put into your pool. And then if you've hung on this long for this video, you'll see I've actually added a little bonus portion, and that's pool shapes. This is something you're actually going to have to do later when you are first. So even before the design phase, you really got to kind of figure out what your pool shape you want. So I've put together this kind of helpful list here of the different basic types of pool shapes, from a specific side, their characteristics, the type of use that you'll find them good for, and what they're best suited for when it comes to yard sizes. And then finally, some maintenance notes that you may want to consider when deciding what kind of pool shape do you want. This list here, once you pick one, you're going to want to send that to your design team as well, along with your first design. So this is it. This is the planning hack that'll really get you started onto the design process.